Greetings. We continue today in part 2 of the study of the book of Revelation, Revelation 8, 1 through 6, the opening of the seventh seal. Now, sometimes we have to introduce a falsehood in order to refute it. Such is the case now. Some have, and facetiously I hope, quoted this verse and cited it as proof that there will be no women in heaven. Now remember, I'm saying what somebody else has said so we can point out its falsehood. These people proceed to point out that in their opinion, it would be impossible for women to remain silent for 30 minutes. And I hasten to say, although I've known some men who are much worse at silence than what is proposed here. And I only mention this fact to point out and to reassure you that this is not the reason for the statement in the text. The great multitude of saints in heaven will include women as we have known them upon the earth. However, such gender designation from our earthly bodies will be immaterial there in our spiritual bodies according to God's word. Therefore, what we have before us is very simply a great dramatic pause by God. Writers use this literary device all the time. They introduce a danger and let you feel it. Then they wait until you think that the danger has passed, and just when you think it is over, they allow the hammer to fall. Remember, in the sixth seal, God changes the course of the nature which he has set in order and which he has sustained. In doing so, he dispels all the myths about Mother Nature. I'm sure those who witnessed the events connected with this sixth seal will be wondering what will happen next. Hence, the dramatic pause. The opening of the sixth seal was the ending of Revelation 7, and the opening of the seventh seal, ending of Revelation 6, and the opening of the seventh seal begins in Revelation 8. So how do we find the events recorded in Revelation 7 fitting into the scenario? Or we could ask whether the dramatic pause is for the purpose of allowing the 144,000 to be sealed, or we could ask if the sealing of the 144,000 is followed by the dramatic pause. I believe that spending any amount of time on resolving such a debate would be inconsequential to the matter before us. Therefore, we simply move on. Someone has noted that the pause makes even more impressive the judgment which is about to fall. By any standard, it is a short break. However, it is impressive in such a rapidly moving drama. We find this on the linguistic key page 830. Then let's notice the delivering of the trumpets to the messengers in Revelation 8:2. And I saw the 7 messengers who they have stood before the God, and 7 trumpets were given to them. Some writers have attempted to make these 7 messengers equal to the 7 spirits which are stated to be before the throne in Revelation 4:5, which is possible, but it is not necessary. The perfect participle stood, and remaining so, is used to denote a durative standing. Therefore, it means that these 7 messengers have been duratively standing before God. The use of the aorist passive indicates that these 7 messengers, having stood, were summoned at a point in time, and at that point in time, they received 1 trumpet each. Further, the passive voice is used in relation to the receiving of the trumpets. This indicates that God and his Lamb are doing the giving, and the 7 messengers are doing the receiving of them. Thus, the traditional that Gabriel is the only angel to blow a trumpet would seem to be a fallacy. 7 distinct messengers are now commissioned and equipped to blow 7 different trumpets at 7 different times. which brings us to verse 3. And another messenger he came, and he stood upon the altar, having a golden incense censer, and it was given to him many incenses, in order that he may offer up with the prayers of all particular sanctified ones upon the golden altar, the one before the throne. Some have Jesus himself as another messenger. And while, again, it is certainly a possibility, again, it is not a necessity in the context. The identity of the messenger is not as important as the function of his action in this case.